What up, world? What's going on? It's your boy Breezo the Great, back in full effect once again with blog number 4. You see that, right? 4. Before I get into my URL revelations recap, I want to say a couple of things. First, shout out to my man Norbs. Much love to the boy. I'm not sure why so many battle rappers always have his name in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Second, I would like to say Dana. The URL post will be posting recaps. Your blogs are very, very bad. Bad like you need to retire. No LOL. Get into this recap. This was a very, very interesting event. The call was pretty cool, man. It was really, really cool. My blog, I'm telling you now, is going to be a lot different from everybody else's blogs. Why? Because my blog is going to be the realest. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of blogs. A lot of people have their favorites, or they have the people who they actually thought won these battles. And I agree with a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a couple of battles, you know, that are so, how could I say, biased, that it's not even funny. And I'm going to expose a lot of stuff today. Seriously. First up, Big K versus Rosenberg Raw. Big K, never really heard of Big K before. Rosenberg Raw, I know. I went into this battle optimistic though. Big K looks like he has some talent. You know, there was an audio issue for a good, I'll probably say, hour, you know, with Smack. So it kind of took away from the vibe that we was getting in the room since it was the first battle. Anyway, Big K, first round, crazy. Big K came off, he did his thing. I said, you know what, we got somebody here who's talented. You know, I could see him definitely being in the URL. Rosenberg Raw's first verse, it's pretty cool. First round, pretty cool. But I give that to Big K. Second round, you know, Big K had a very, very good second round. But Rosenberg Raw, he came with some heat. You know, he's actually talking about how Big K, you know, God bless the dead, you know, I guess his brother died, and, you know, he was more concerned about, you know, being on the URL card, or being on the card, excuse me, not URL, you know, and battling, opposed to attending his brother's funeral. I'm not sure how true that is, but it does have some fidelity to it, because, you know, the way Big K responded, you know, was kind of crazy. I give that round to Rosenberg. So we went up. Third round comes. You know, Big K is going in, he's doing his thing, you know, and then unfortunately, you know, he chokes and he forgets his round, the rest of his round. Rosenberg seemed so poised, like he was basically waiting for that moment, either waiting for that moment, or he knew he had some shit in that third round, you know, that he had him. He knew he had him as soon as he choked. Anyway, Rosenberg came in, he did his thing in the third round. Rosenberg wins that battle 2-1. Okay? I can definitely see Big K on a URL stage again. You know, he's really good. He just has to work on some things. Alright. Moving on. B Magic and Chilla Jones. Chilla is one of the up and coming URL stars. You know, we already know how B Magic do. You know what I'm saying? First round. You know, B Magic name flips, goes crazy. You know, he has some really interesting bars in his first. You know, Chilla starts off his first, you know, exposing, you know, B Magic style, you know, basically saying set up line, punchline, name flip, or whatever the case is. It was cool, you know, intro for him, because he did it all 3 rounds, I guess, to try to show us, the fans, that this is what B Magic is good for, and only good for. You know what I'm saying? Chilla Jones comes in with his typical lyricism, you know what I'm saying, and he does his thing the first round. He definitely did his thing, you know what I'm saying. He had a couple of setups in there, you know, setting us up for the third round. He used a couple of words. I think the first one was he made a rhyme about big, and he said we're going to save that to the third round, you know what I'm saying. I like this round a lot. You know, I definitely give Chilla Jones the first round slightly close. Both of them have really good first rounds, but I give it to Chilla. Second round, B Magic, you know, he comes and he goes nuts. You know what I'm saying? B Magic was definitely on the ball today. He goes nuts the second round. You know what I'm saying? Definitely had some ill punchlines in it. He was poised. Magic, you know, was definitely in the building. Chilla second round. was very, very good. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned something about Wallace or something like that, and he said, save that word for the third round. So you kind of knew that he was setting up something, for a third round. It looks like he was trying to have an epic third. That round to me though, I gave it to B Magic. I gave that round to B Magic. He was a little bit more consistent. And to me, it's like his punchlines got better. So he had a really, really good second. Now it's 1-1. If I'm leaning in any direction, I'm probably saying B Magic slightly. Third round comes, Chilla brings up that whole setup that he had. First he goes into his regular bars, then he goes into the setup of Big Wallace, brings it together, makes a punchline out of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Crowd goes crazy. The way he put it together, the way he structured it was very, very nice. It was so nice to the point where, the crowd kind of went crazy and he lost his train of thought. And Chilla choked, unfortunately. I think he had I think he rhymed for close to 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? He had a good third up until that point. I was really, really wondering what he was going to say after that. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we'll never know. Magic's third was damn near through the roof. He had a couple of crazy lines in it. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned something about, you're going to be my son without the bottom lip. My son, the rapper. It's crazy. It took a couple of seconds before the crowd that got it. You know what I'm saying? But when the crowd got it, it definitely hit hard. B Magic, straight through, went through his third round, no slip-ups, no chokes, no nothing. I definitely give that battle 2-1 to B Magic. He deserved it. It wasn't a body bag. It was very, very close. If Chilla didn't choke, it would have been all about a preference thing. Who you prefer more. You understand where I'm coming from? Very, very good battle. Very, very entertaining battle. I could see some people actually saying maybe Chilla won 2-1. Since he did get enough material off in that third round. You know what I'm saying? So that can go up in the air. But I say, in my opinion, Magic won fairly 2-1. The next battle. One of the controversial battles. Jazz versus QB. Second female battle on the URL stage. All right, real quick, I want to say this. Jazz is from Brooklyn. QB is from Connecticut. I want to put that out there. You understand where I'm coming from? Brooklyn was definitely in the building. I fuck with Jazz. I like Jazz. Jazz is cool in person, and I think she's really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Battle rapper. She's a good female battle rapper. QB, I think she's really, really good also. You know what I'm saying? She brings a gutter style. I think she's more like a URL type rapper. You know what I'm saying? First round between these two, like I said, Brooklyn was definitely in the building. Jazz goes first, I think. Jazz has some really, really, really good bars. Really good bars. You know what I'm saying? In her first round, she did have a slip up. Nothing really, really serious, but a slip up is a slip up. Right? The crowd was going crazy for her. QB, she starts rhyming. QB definitely stepped up her game lyrically in this battle. She be saying some shit. To be honest, to Jazz, I give round 1 to QB. Now, before I continue on, there's a few of you guys out there that's talking real crazy that's saying that Jazz beat QB 3-0. I know, you know, and everybody else in that room knows deep down inside that that's a fucking lie. We know that. That was a great battle. Jazz did not beat QB 3-0. You know what I'm saying? If people want to say 2-1, then I might actually sit there and, okay, fine. But 3-0 is just being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really being disrespectful. And maybe you guys are saying that because she's from Connecticut. She's not from Brooklyn. But anyway, back to my recap. I give the first round to QB. Second round. Jazz didn't have a strong second round to me at all. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. Her first round was better. She had some setups in her first round. Her second round, she kind of teed it off. You know, QB comes on. QB spitting that fire. QB definitely was spitting that fire second round. I think QB won that second round, in my opinion. Now, I got QB up 2-0. Not a body bag 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Jazz's first was really, really good. Her second was okay. You know, QB had two really, really good first and second rounds. So I got QB up 2-zip slightly. You know, 2-zip. Third round comes, and that's when I seen some shit. QB starts her rhyme out, you know, she's saying something about some Instagram pictures of Jazz and her family, her and her dad, whatever the case is, you know, I'm not sure. And she starts mentioning, you know, a couple of things about Jazz's mom. Now, I don't know where this is going and shit like that, but, you know, she started saying some really mean things, you know, and I was standing next to a couple of dudes, you know what I'm saying, that I know in the background, and I started to actually see, you know, Jazz. She linked in on Jazz, and Jazz was kind of like, you could tell that something struck home a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like her eyes started watering up, you know what I'm saying. I thought she was gonna cry for a second there, real rap, but you know what, she's a champion, you know what I'm saying. She held it in, you know, whatever emotion she was dealing with, she held it in, you know, and she didn't show that emotional side on stage in front of so many. You know, she was very, very, her resolve was very, very on point. QB's third round was personal, you know what I'm saying? And she definitely struck a couple of chords with Jazz. When it was Jazz's turn to rap, Jazz went crazy. Jazz's third round was crazy. Like, wow, like, goddamn, like, the way she structured her rounds, her third was her best, you know, and she had a lot of shit off her chest, and she had a lot of punchlines and bars inside her third, you know, which made it off the meter, you know what I'm saying. That third was crazy. So, with that being said, I think that Jazz lost to QB 2-1. It can go either way, but it was a very, very close battle. You know what I'm saying? That third round was so strong, you know what I'm saying? She almost pulled it off, but I just don't feel like it was enough. You know, I think the first two rounds, I think QB definitely had it. QB was on point. You know, the last round, Jazz's last round was off the meter. I got QB slightly 2-1. Slightly 2-1. Okay, that's my opinion on that. Next battle, K-Shine versus John the Don. Now, this battle might have been a little biased also. You know what I'm saying? The crowd was loving Sean before he even rhymed. They was like, yo, get that nigga Sean. They was all over Sean. John was on some chill shit. You know, this has to be one of the weirdest battles I've ever seen before. Because if I could sit there and if I could tell you, fans, what if I told you that K-Shine had 2 slip-ups, John never choked, had crazy bars, and he still lost 3-0, what would you say? You would tell me, yo, Breeze, you crazy. That can't happen. Well, guess what? It fucking did. I don't know how it did, but it did. K-Shine goes first. K-Shine comes out the fucking gate and goes bananas. K-Shine been on his shit ever since that animal battle. I don't know. I'm seeing a different K-Shine. Like, he's stepping his shit up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Before, I liked K-Shine. Before, K-Shine was nice. But now, I'm seeing, like, a whole entirely different style from him. You know what I'm saying? And it's looking really, really good. He had a slip up in his first round, but his first round was so strong. He had so many bars. It just didn't matter. It's like it erased it. John goes. John has a really, really good first round. Really good first round. But it just seemed like the crowd just wasn't relating to it. Why? Because Sean's first round it set a bar. You understand where I'm coming from? I got Sean 1-zip. Second round comes up. Oh yeah, first round he mentioned something about how John wanted to be part of the Dot Mob, and you know what I'm saying, Rex was like, that's not a go. That's not gonna happen. And he made a bar flip from that. Second round, you know, Sean back on his stupid shit again. Sean goes fucking nuts again. You know, no slip-ups, straight second verse. He's hyped up, the energy's in the room. I'm just shaking my head like, yo, this man is out of control. Out of control lyrically. He's on another planet right now. You know, he had all the adrenaline and everything going in his favor. John goes in his second round. John goes nuts too. John goes bananas. He does like some kind of, I think, like a poker flip, or he was saying something about cards. You know what I'm saying? The ace, king, queen, jack, joker, or whatever the case is. The way he flipped it, nice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, it just seemed like it just wasn't enough, John. It just wasn't enough. Like, Sean just had everything from lyrics to presence to delivery to jokes. He just had everything. He had it was like he had a chip on his shoulder. And in a way, I thought John would be the dude, you know what I'm saying, that would act like he had a chip on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get more to that. Third round comes. K-Shine, pulls a rabbit, out of the hat and mentions, of course, his BET loss, to this Caucasian kid. But the way he did it stole the crowd. He said, how you going to be, a black dude on BET losing to a Caucasian dude on black entertainment television? The way he flipped it was like, oh shit, like, wow, like, how could you lose, John? You know what I'm saying? It was a hot bar. Crowd went crazy. Sean just was, he was on another level, man. He was just definitely on another level. I would probably say really, really deep into his third round, because he probably was rhyming at least 5 minutes. Really, really deep into his third round, you know what I'm saying? He had to slip up, and he just said, what, just forget it, just go. He told him to just go ahead, just go. But he finished his third. Like, he had enough material in his third to say that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really call it a choke. It was like a slip up. So we got 2 slip ups in the battle. John's third, pretty good. You know what I'm saying? John did everything kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Except he might have recycled a couple of things that made it that made the crowd not really F with him like that. You know what I'm saying? That night. But he just didn't do anything new to captivate the crowd. I think that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And K-Shine totally stole the crowd. Maybe if John would have been first, he could have took some steam out of his sails. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really sure. I have that battle 3-0 K-Shine. But it's not a 3-0 K-Shine body bag, because John definitely did his thing. It's just K-Shine was just too much. Sean was just too much. Last battle of the night, Cortez versus Tay Roc. You know what I'm saying? This was probably maybe one of the closer battles of the night. I give the first round to Tay Roc. I give the second round slightly to Cortez. And I think the third round, I definitely have to give it to Tay Roc. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very, very good round. I mean, good battle between those two. I say, Tay Roc slightly 2-1 over Cortez. This URL Revelation event, was very, very, it was a very good event. Smack had audio issues early. He wound up getting that under wraps, and we was able to proceed with the battles. But I'm telling you guys, man, be there December 9th. December 9th is going to be crazy for the Armageddon. This right here, if you missed this right here, I'm not sure when Smack is going to be putting out the first battle, but I'm telling you, this was an event you should have definitely have been at. You know what I'm saying? Any questions, comments, hit me up. El Breezo the Great, right down here at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And let's get it. All right? See y'all soon. Let's go.